Many immigration applicants assume that an accepted filing and scheduling of an interview means you're in the clear. The truth is that your interview and what you say in the interview usually is what makes or breaks your green card approval. Stick around for a couple minutes and I'll explain to you what I mean by that, and I will help you avoid 4 common mistakes that can get your green card denied. Hello everyone, I am attorney Lee Marvin and I have been practicing law for about 22 years with a focus in immigration law for the last 12 years. My main office is in Grand Rapids, Michigan, but I help individuals and families from any state in the country and actually any country on the planet. You want to know, with my 96% approval rating, what I suggest to you and how to avoid getting denied at your immigration, usually green card interview. Immigration cases can be very tricky. They're usually very tricky, and success depends largely on the type of relationship you have between the sponsor and the beneficiary, as well as the prior history, whether that's individual, your personal history, or your immigration history. Those things all have a major impact on whether you get an approval for a green card or not. You should consider trying to avoid certain topics, okay, if you can, because it's important for you to know that you always have to remember the questions that are asked by immigration must be answered. If you don't answer the questions they're asking you, that's a huge red flag, and it will probably kill your case. Keep that in mind. If you have a choice, skip these 4 topics. Number 1, never make any negative comments about your spouse or the relationship. This is not the place to air your dirty laundry. This is not a place to show your authenticity about how real your relationship is and how you can criticize one another and still survive. This is not psychology. This is not a therapist. If you do that, immigration will absolutely assume the worst, because that's what they do. You're there to convince them that you meet the requirements and you have a genuine relationship that is worthy of a green card. Don't create a negative vibe or say anything that could be construed as being critical of your spouse. Number 2, avoid false or inconsistent information. So anything not consistent with your filing that seems to contradict the filing or shed it, put it in a bad light is very dangerous, because immigration will assume that you are fabricating this process. They will assume the worst because, again, that's what they do. They will jump to the worst conclusion possible. So if you're not 100% consistent with everything inside your application, they will absolutely think that you are lying and you are committing fraud, okay? 3, avoid topics or examples of anything that sounds like you married for immigration purposes, okay? That sounds obvious, but some people let things slip, right? In the last example, again, they are there for you to prove to them to give you the approval. It's not the other way around. It's not a right, it's a privilege, and they make you work for it, okay? The suggestions that contradict or show that you are not in the strongest, best committed relationship that violates or contradicts your filing is really what you're wanting to avoid, okay? I'm not going to give you examples because you could probably figure out things that weaken your case you don't want to talk about. Again, if they ask you a question, you got to answer it though. The 4th example, avoid at all costs, if humanly possible, any references to drug use or other illegal activities. This has become a huge deal in recent years, especially for drug cases, because lots of states are liberalizing their drug laws and they're making the casual use of drugs legal. So a newsflash to you, they are still illegal under federal law and immigration law. Any drug use is illegal. Of course, I'm not talking about prescriptions, but I'm talking about illicit drugs. They are illegal and they are strictly and harshly enforced by immigration especially. Often, the casual admission or reference to drug use or paraphernalia can lead to a denial of your green card or naturalization and can result in a deportation. So you don't want to make that mistake. So that's the fourth thing that I recommend that you avoid at all costs. Never forget that preparedness and the quality of a filing is always under the government's microscope, and everything you say can and will be used against you, okay? They use the worst possible light in their analysis of your situation. So you got to keep the light as bright and straightforward as possible. This is why a solid and accurate filing for immigration is crucial to your success. Always remember, stay informed, stay safe, and never give up on your immigration journey.